Jaylo,
Yes.
I am a fan of Ram Dass, who died, I think, New Year's Day 2020, which should have been a sign that the year was going to be a shit show.
Okay.
I could have the day off by 1 or 2 days, but it was something like that.
All right.
And I know you're not really familiar with his work, but he has a great quote which goes something like, once you get the message, hang up the phone. Basically, what it means is you learn a lesson, it's time to move on to the next thing.
Okay.
I think that's so brilliant, but when you were sleeping this morning, because we got up super early, I started thinking about the times in my life where I've learned something and then I've either ignored the lesson or it is completely erased from my memory.
You completely forgot it, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's intentional in my subconscious. Maybe that's just the way life goes.
I'm sure it's happened to me before.
I'm sure it has. So I'm wondering from you.
Yeah.
I love the first quote, but what is something we should say to keep the message instead of just letting it out of your head?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm not really, well versed in mantras like that, but I don't know. Are there mantras?
I would not consider that.
Okay, maybe not a mantra, but I'm not really well versed in those types of Buddhist proverbs, but,
it's not really a proverb. It's a quote from,
or a quote rather. I don't know.
Ram Dass.
Yeah, whatever you call it.
Well,
I mean, I think the only thing we can do is to think, well, what could I have done better? What could I do better next time to retain the message and keep it there? Because I know that there are things that I've done over and over again and realize, why do I keep doing this thing over and over again? And I should have learned already. I'm sure we all have done that.
From my perspective, I think what happened was this morning, I started thinking about patterns for my life that I tend to fall into. And I don't think that's ever going to stop. But I would like to believe that I could reduce the amount that I have these circles of thoughts in my head. And I've been talking with you for a while about how I really need to get back to morning pages. I'm more on it when I do it. I think an issue with that, though, is before the pandemic, when I did it, I was reacting to the world that I was actually living in. And since the pandemic, it feels like I'm reacting to a community that I read about because I just don't do as much stuff as I did before the pandemic. I also look at it like I have to do it 7 days a week because that's how it was, for years. And this morning I started thinking, well, 7 days a week would be great. But what if I just decided that between now and Friday, when I see you again, I will do morning pages twice. It's not going to have the same effect as doing it every single day, but it's something. And it will give me a chance to reflect on a lot of these patterns I see in myself.
Okay.
What do you think about what I just said?
Well, do you have to do it twice? Or do you just do it once every day?
Well, I'm saying I want to do it twice between now and next Friday.
Okay, but why would you have to do it twice? Why would you have to do it twice in one day?
I'm not doing it twice in one day.
You actually want to do it twice total?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was under the impression that you wanted to do it every single day, so...
I do want to do it every single day, but what I'm saying is, if I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to do that at this point, twice is better than nothing.
Twice is better than nothing, I would say. I mean, 7 days is quite a bit to do that, but
It's very beneficial, though.
Okay. But I think twice, I think there's nothing wrong with doing that twice.
What do you do to try to recognize negative patterns in yourself?
I do a lot of reading. I don't do the same type of meditation that you do or morning pages, but I find that if I read, like even if it's before I get out of bed and do my, whatever I do in the morning, And I should do that more on the weekends. I just, for some reason, I don't. But I find that it gives me a good start to my day, and I don't feel as I don't feel so bombarded with those types of things.
Do you ever take breaks throughout your day before you do something to stop and think about your behavior or what you're about to do for maybe 30 seconds?
It depends on what it is. Like, if I know that I'm going to be talking to somebody on the phone about something important, right? It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's an interview, whether it's whatever it is. I try to think about, okay, what are the most important things I want this person to know? What are the things that I should not say? Or, because sometimes sometimes we go throughout our day and we do things and we say things, but we don't think about them before it happens, right? Mm-hmm. You notice that, right? And you're just like, oh, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. And I think it's, I'm trying to work on being wise with my words. Because sometimes I'll get caught up in something and then I'll say something and I'm like, oh boy, I had some loose lips, right? Right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Or you get ready to go somewhere and you may not have thought about whatever it was. And it could be the smallest thing, like picking the restaurant, ordering the whatever food you want. And you're like, why did I do that when I knew this was going to happen? Or whatever. Like, just things like that. But I'm trying to think about stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
And it's not always easy. It really isn't. We all have fallen into those types of patterns, I guess.
It really is a complicated thing. And, this morning, this was probably around, 3 to 6, whenever it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself about all the mistakes I've made and how I was the bad guy in this situation or how I didn't know enough in that situation to do the correct thing. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking, well, yeah, but you're a flawed person, mm-hmm. but you're not the only one. It's not like you're imperfect and the people around you have it all figured out.
No.
It's just you're learning. And another quote I love from the great Maya Angelou is, when you know better, you do better.
There is truth to that.
Yeah. And since I know better now than I did, let's say 15 years ago,
yeah.
I do a little bit better. Not as good as I could, but I'm moving up in the intellectual world.
I think that as long as we recognize that we have made mistakes, hopefully we've grown wiser over the years and thought about, okay, well, that wasn't the right decision. I really made a stupid decision. Now I know what not to do.
And stick with that.
Right. And there are times where we have done the same thing at least twice and have beaten ourselves up about it. And all of us have done that. And I realized, okay, I'm just as human as the next person. I have to stop and think about what I could do better so I don't end up in that situation.
I want to tell you a story where I do not come off looking good.
Uh-oh.
It has to do with a woman, but nobody who I was dated or attracted to. Okay. This was probably 2005.
Yeah.
I'm living in Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
As I often did.
Yeah.
And I go to this party with the group of people. I was in the social circle with them. Right?
Yeah.
This guy is trying to get with a lady from the circle.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy. We had a great conversation.
Yeah.
He goes home for the night, and the rest of us go over to this one lady's house, and we're talking.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you guys think of this guy? Should I go with him? And I just like, somebody said no, and then I jumped in. I'm like, yeah, no, you shouldn't go with him. And I I said, you don't want to go with this guy. He's not the right type of person for you. And I felt really shitty about doing that.
Why would you do that?
Because I was dumb and I was just trying to follow the crowd and I had no business saying that. And I feel really bad about that.
Oh, okay. But because you just met that guy that night.
And he seemed like a really nice person too.
Uh-oh.
I regret that a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she didn't listen to all of you, and
I think she did.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we were in the same social circle, and she never brought him up again.
Oh no!
I feel babes.
Yeah, but you were young and stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have done dumb things.
I was 22.
Yeah, you were definitely young and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
At least you know. At least you admit it. I mean, some guys wouldn't even bat an eyelash, and they would be like, "Oh yeah," but you know. They wouldn't feel bad about it. At least you actually have a conscience.
Those are the things in my life that I really regret. I know it's easy to say that here, but I don't really regret times when I had opportunity to make more money. Mm-hmm. And that's partially because in most of those situations, I'm not the person who ruined the deals or whatever they were.
Yeah.
I mean, I regret some of the times there were girls I could have slept with and I didn't, but not that much. The things I really regret were the times when I hurt somebody or I got in somebody's way of a cool chance. Those are the things that really haunt me.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what kind of regrets stick with you?
I think a lot of it is with opportunity. You know, I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think here. I don't know that there were anything that I can remember of actually hurting somebody, like really hurting somebody, premeditatedly or what have you. But maybe it's just opportunity. I think. Like, oh, I could have done this job. I could have, maybe I should have pursued this more, the things of that sort. And, you know what I mean? Maybe I should have gone after this harder.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's opportunity, whether if it was a relationship or whether it was, maybe it was like a small job opportunity, whatever it is. So over the years I've tried, I mean, even if it was like a musical opportunity too, and, the times where I wasn't the one who failed in that area, I've gone for the opportunity, but the person failed me, whoever it was.
I've noticed something about our society. Whenever you talk to somebody about their life, 9 times out of 10, when they tell you a story, it'll end up with them either being the victim or the hero.
Right.
And when we started dating, I mean, listen, I wanted to impress you. I'm not going to lie. But I was very honest. I told you stories where I was a bad guy. And I told you more than one. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like one story from when I was 10 years old. And it ended with me. It ended with me learning the lesson and always being the good, perfect person in the situation.
Right.
What did you think about that, though? What did you think that I was so willing to talk about the times in my life when I had fucked up? And I didn't try to disguise it.
Well, I didn't like some of the stories. I'm not going to lie. They were like, ooh, that's not good. But it wasn't like something that I couldn't have been around you for, right? Yeah. It wasn't like you murdered somebody and you're not at all sad about it. It's not like you really, really hurt somebody so much that you can't be around certain types of people. That's different. I like that you were honest. I may not have liked the stories, but I like that you were honest about it because a lot of young men wouldn't be that way. Right?
I think it's a lot of old men, a lot of people in general. Yeah,
a lot of old men wouldn't have a lot of regrets. Or
they don't share them.
Yeah, they don't
talk about them.
Because it's just too painful.
Yeah.
And some young men don't want to think that they were they were horrible to people, but they were.
And I don't want this to sound like all I do is have regrets or talk about times when I did somebody wrong. I do have stories about time when I was the victim, and I do have stories about times when I was the hero. But I feel what people do, which is so dangerous, is by only sharing those types of experience, there's no balance. And you don't really get to recognize how they are as a full human being. Because I think all of us have been the villain more than one occasion. And by not sharing that stories, you're not really letting somebody know the real you. You're sharing a small part of you. So it's like, if you come over to my place and I say, Alana, every place in my apartment is open to you except for my bathroom. You're going to think, well, that's a little bit strange.
Because what I have to go to the bathroom.
And that's kind of what people do with the villain stories. It's the shit in their life that they want to keep hidden from everybody.
That's what people do with God, actually.
Let
me tell you that.
Go ahead.
Because, for imagination's sake, let's imagine that you may not, you haven't, you've never. I mean, and I've never seen Jesus face to face before in person, but I think even if you didn't know who this person was, and they said, "Look, I want to come to your house today," and you heard about this person. You didn't know exactly you didn't actually know the extent of what this person can do or what they have gone through, but you let them into your house and you're like, oh, you can go anywhere you want in the house, but don't look under my bed. Don't look into my closet. Don't look in my closet. Don't look on my phone. Don't look on my iPads, because even though he knows your stuff already. That's what people do.
That idea.
That's what people do. They know that if a person knows your intimate stuff that everybody else doesn't know, you don't want them to see it because you're afraid, well, you don't want to see the dirty part of my being, because I only want to show you the good parts. And I think a lot of people do that, even though, as a believer, I know that he knows my stuff. So it's like, why should I even hide it? Because he knows my stuff. So, but it's not like when you have a human in your house and you can hide as many things from that human, but you know the stuff that nobody should see. So I get that.
Your mental house has some shame in it. Right? And yeah, I share stories about times when I was wrong. And times when I did really fucked up things that I'm embarrassed about. But it doesn't mean that part of me still doesn't feel shame about things. And I'm wondering from your perspective, I think that we might have talked about this a little bit a couple of days ago. But it's been a blur because I've been in a turkey coma. How do you feel about the way our society handles shame? Because I think honestly it drives a lot of people to over drinking or to drug addiction or to being mean to their partners.
Right.
Not developing friendships.
As human beings, forget this society thing for a minute.
Okay.
As human beings in general, we cannot handle that. We have a hard time dealing with our shame because either we keep it inside, either we lash out at people, either we drink, smoke, do all kinds of drugs, be promiscuous. It doesn't matter what it is. We don't know how to handle it because we're human. It has really nothing to do with our society. We're just human beings. We can't handle that stuff.
As you know, babes, I know a fair amount of hippies who are women, which is, I'm a girl power.
Okay.
And I love hippies. I have a lot of hippie in me, as we've discussed many times. And a lot of them, some of them call themselves healers. Some of them are just people who meet other folks. And I've noticed that many of them talk about meeting older men and saying how bad they feel for them because they can tell that these men have so much shame.
Older men?
Yes.
Wow.
And part of that has to do with they're from a different generation.
Yeah.
Right? And so they've had time to build up the shame.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the younger generation is excused from that.
Yeah.
So I guess a question I have for you is, what do you do to, I guess, if not get rid of shame, then reduce it in your own life?
Well, I know this is very simplistic to the non-believer because it is very
meaning to me.
To you.
Go ahead.
Well, I know it sounds very simplistic, and you're probably thinking, really? Is it that simple? It is that simple for me. Because I can go to God and I can say, look, I am having a really hard time with this. I know that you know all my dirty stuff that nobody wants to, that I don't want anyone to know, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, whether I lie, whether I thought about lying, whether I, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I just pray all the time that could you please take this off of me because I don't want it. I can't handle it. I don't know what to do with it. And it sounds very simplistic, but it really does help me a lot because I know I have a source that I go to that can actually take that away from me and I don't have to deal with it. And over time, sometimes I feel like, over time, sometimes I feel like I haven't, what's the word? I think sometimes I feel like I still struggle with it, but at the same time, it takes a while. It doesn't always feel like an instantaneous weight is lifted, but it does help me a lot.
I don't know if we could ever get rid of shame. I think it's a matter of learning how to control it. Like, I'm sure, and you don't have to go into this, that there are things about your past that you don't want me to know because you would feel shame around them.
Exactly.
And even though I've told you stories, there are things you don't know.
Yeah.
And you could imagine some of the shit I tell you times 10. Right? So maybe it's best if I don't tell you.
That's why I guess, I don't know what that's why it takes a lifetime to know somebody, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because even if you know some stuff about the person, you really don't know everything. If you think about it, right?
I hear you.
It literally, like, if you're talking about people that have been married for a long time, it really does take a lifetime to know that person.
You have talked about God and Jesus. And it brings me to a question that often comes up in my head. So, as you know, I'm not a Buddhist, but I've read some books about Buddhism. I've gone to Buddhist temples before. I don't really go for the whole Jesus thing. But in Buddhism, there's this concept of karma. And a lot of people, I know I'm going to butcher it. This is Rick's white guy interpretation who was not raised in a Buddhist household. A lot of people come to this planet in this incarnation to get rid of karma, or some people end up collecting it. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, since you don't believe that you existed before this incarnation, do you think that you're here to acquire karma? And karma is just another word for negativity or positivity, right?
Okay.
So just because I'm using that word doesn't mean that you have to.
Okay.
I'm just using it as point of reference. Or how do you think you're supposed to handle karma in this lifetime?
Well, I think if I was talking from a Christian perspective, the phrase is you reap what you sow.
Okay.
You put in whatever you get out whatever you put in. So, So I don't know that that's the same. That's quite the same thing as karma. I guess to secularists and that's more of what karma is. Like what comes what goes around comes around, right? In some ways, there is a cause and effect, right? If you live a certain way, then things are going to be different for you, but you are going to go through trials because that's what humans go through.
Let me ask a question that's kind of similar, but a little bit different. You believe in Jesus, and therefore you are assuming that you're going to go to heaven when you die.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, you have also told me that, hey, it's cool that you believe in Jesus, but that doesn't mean that you just get a free pass to do whatever you want in this lifetime.
No.
So are you afraid about taking baggage with you in the next realm of his existence? Or is that something you just learned to accept that will happen?
Baggage?
Yeah. So like there's the baggage of I'm going to really miss this apartment. There's also the baggage of I was really mean to that person, or I did something wrong and God may have forgiven me and the person may have told me I was okay, but I still feel deeply hurt about what I did.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Because that type of baggage I'm not going to take with me. It's one more thing that I'm going to leave behind. I'm not going to be thinking about that.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I'm going to be thinking about that. And that's another thing. That's where grace comes in, as I've mentioned before.
You have.
Okay. I have to ask for grace every single day because I know that I'm probably going to sin the next few minutes or the next.
Oh, that's what you're sinning right now, babes.
That's not a sin.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
It may be against you, but it isn't against God.
I'm the ball god.
Ah!
Keep going, babes.
Listen. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, that you are gonna sin.
Well, we all do. Even those who don't admit it, we sin pretty much every single day, whatever it is. And I have to ask. Are you gonna? Okay.
Yeah, I'm laying down.
I said and I was going to say that that's why I have to ask for grace to get me through the day because I know that I'm going to fail either me or somebody else, and I need that grace.
I am the first, I believe, person you've dated who is open about the fact that they're an agnostic.
I think so, or if I did date someone, they were not completely honest with me about it. Yeah. Or they didn't know what they were. And
this question isn't actually about our relationship, but it's kind of a good segue into it.
Okay.
Is it hard for you to have friends in your life who don't believe in Jesus?
No, I have friends that don't, or maybe they just don't know what they believe at the moment.
But is that difficult for you though?
It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. I mean, I've gone to school with friends that don't actually, that we don't even talk much about religion, but, they tend to act a little bit different around me. It doesn't bother me, but it isn't easy.
Interesting, babes.
Yeah. They know where I stand. I mean, there's never been any type of what's the word I'm looking for?
Falling out.
No, not falling out. Yeah, there wasn't really a falling out. There wasn't any misunderstanding on their parts as to where I stood. But I'm not going to say it was easy to be around them because they just didn't understand where I was coming. There were things that they didn't understand that I was coming from. But they knew where I stood. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
I hear you, babes.
Yeah.
It's super interesting to me, too. In our society, it goes all around. I would love to say it was just Christians, but for real, it's agnostics. And this also lives inside me and other people. It feels like we all want to judge everybody else for what they do. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes that's just about beliefs. Yeah. It could also be about parenting or your techniques of cooking or just how you handle yourself in the workplace. Right. Yeah. And how do you feel about the idea of judgment?
Well, I think that the people who judge the most are the ones that want to be in control the most. Mm. Like if somebody said to me, well, you're judging me because of my lifestyle, right? And I'm like, and I haven't, right? I haven't said anything. I haven't, and this is just a small example. I haven't said anything. I haven't brought it up. And it's like, well, why are you judging me? Because I never judged you, right? I never said anything. And I know it's a small example, but I think the ones that are the most judgmental want the control. They want to tell people what they should and shouldn't do, and they don't have the right to do that.
One of the ways that I think I've grown a lot as a person in, let's say, the last 20 years, but for real, even in less time than that, is I'm less judgmental than I used to be. And it kind of goes back to something you were saying. It's because I felt I didn't have any power over the world. And so my way of taking control would be to say, oh, this person is doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's really easy to do that when you're standing by the sidelines and not dealing with your own shit. It's a little bit harder when you look inwards. And I feel now that when I was a younger man, I did that because I was too afraid to look at the areas in my own life where I was messing up, and I was too afraid to stand up for what I believed in.
Well, and coming from a family where I've been told things like, you can't think that, you can't feel that, you can't do it this way. And I feel like, well, how much control does this person have over their life? Because they're trying to control everybody else's life or my life, whoever it is, but they don't have control over what's going on with them. Or they don't, I mean, it's like, why don't, and it frustrates me to no end, because I love my family, but there are people in my family, I won't mention who, that's just, why I keep thinking, I'm like, well, why haven't you examined yourself? Why haven't you examined yourselves before you examine other people? Because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be looked down upon. I know how it feels to be told this and that. And it's like, well, why can't I make my own mistakes? And I keep thinking to myself, why can't they make their own mistakes and learn from their own mistakes?
And from my perspective, too, when I was younger and I was more judgmental, I didn't even notice it when I was in the situation.
And
right?
I understand that, yeah.
And I didn't even notice it until people in my life started calling me out on my shit. And that's what really causes the awakening in life.
Yeah. And I've been guilty of that too. I've noticed too that there are times where I would talk to someone and clearly they didn't believe the way I did, and I was quick to judge. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wait a minute. I really don't have the right to judge them because I don't know them. And a lot of the times it's in situations where I didn't know them. And I'm like, I don't really have anything to say about that because I don't have control over that situation. And I'm not going to have control over that situation. They have to take care of their own stuff. It's really not my job to tell them what not to do or what to do.
I agree, babe.
They have to make their own decision. And, yeah. So it's interesting. It's, the judging thing is a work in progress. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect today on that, but I do catch myself a lot. I've been catching myself a lot, as I've gotten older.
Same here. I still do it.
Yeah.
And you've seen me go into spirals where I'm like, oh, this person I know is completely fucking their lives up. And how can they do that? And if I've tried to talk to them.
And I told you, and you know that I've told you, I said, well, why do you care about that?
A lot of it, though, has to do with their friends in my life. And I want them to live with as little grief as possible. And they're doing things that I think will bring them discomfort. And
my question would be, why do you care that they go through grief? Because if they go through grief, that's their own fault.
Yes, but if somebody's my friend,
yeah,
I want them to have the best life that they can.
And I understand that, but I know that that's something you're trying to work on. But
that's something I'm working on.
And I totally
I will be working on for probably the rest of my life. But it's, for real, the good thing now is that I know it's something that I have to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think it upsets you when I talk about my friends and I say, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They need to listen to me on this one.
Well, it upsets me when you've done that to me, too.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you do.
I do that to you sometimes.
Yes, you do. And you wonder why I get irritated.
Oh.
And I'm just like, why are you? And because I would tell you, and I know we're kind of talking about this.
That's all right.
I told you, I'd say, I've heard this a lot when I was a kid. I don't need to hear it from you. Do you understand why?
You can't.
No, I did. I mean, even into my adult life, even now, I still hear it.
You still hear me and others.
Yes. It's like it never ends. It's a never-ending cycle. And I'm just like, I just want to live my life. I mean, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not into anything that I know would put me in danger. I'm not doing something that I know would ruin my life. And I'm thinking, why can't people just support whatever I'm going to do?
So this is obviously the flip side to what we're just talking about, right? It's like the yin and the yang. And I would say it's because you might be all right, but do you just want things to be okay, or do you want them to be as good as possible?
No. But what I'm saying is, of course I want the best for myself, but growing up, people would tell me what they thought the best for me, what they thought the best was for me as I was becoming an adult. It was one thing when I was a kid, because there were reasons why I had to follow rules that they were giving me, but now that I'm adult, it's like they don't want to let go of that child, if that makes any sense.
Right. And then maybe a good thought exercise would be, is ask yourself, what role do I play in the situation?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So maybe they want you to be an adult and it's 100% their fault and that they just don't accept you.
Yeah.
Or maybe they keep nagging you about things because they've lived a little longer. They've seen a few things more, and they believe, based on the things you told them, that you could adjust your approach to life a little bit and things might be better for you.
But there's a problem with that.
Right.
There's a problem with that because even though they think it's better, they may think it's better, they won't do the same thing for themselves.
Right. But a lot of the times...
And also, one more thing.
Go ahead.
I feel like every time I've tried to voice my opinion and say, look, this is how I feel like I'm not being heard, and I've done that before. And they've said something like, "Oh, we understand what you're saying, but," and it's like when they say "but," it's like, okay, just forget whatever I said. This is what I want to tell you.
I hear you.
And it's difficult. It really is. It's like a never-ending cycle.
I hear you, and I also am recognizing myself that I'm starting to fall into the judgmental thing that I was just trashing like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I'll make this quick. All I would say is, yeah, there's a lot of people who will tell you what you need to do, and they can't get their shit together. But that doesn't mean that they don't occasionally make good points. And it also doesn't mean that they're not wrong most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important to look at how you play into the situation. Are you just the victim? Are you always the one who's being wronged? Or are you wrong some of the times in your relationship with these people?
Well, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things that I've done that they suggested. Okay? There are a lot of things that I have done that they have suggested. A lot of stuff. And I think at the moment when I'm the most irritated, it's like, I've done a lot of things that you told me to do. Why can't I do it my way this time?
What do you do to handle that anger?
It's hard. It's hard. I can you move a little bit? You're a little too close.
Oh, I wanted to get you heard on this.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you can hear me. You're right.
No, but I'm saying sometimes you'll say, "Bob, you could barely hear me on this."
Goodness. No. It's a work in progress because there are times where I just get upset and I get snippy, as you know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I don't explode, but I get really snippy, and it's definitely a fault of mine that I can't admit to. But, I mean, I suppose I could do better at really thinking about it. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just this once, maybe just this once I will do this. But at the same time, I've thought about my past things and I'm like, well, how many times did I do it just this once? And I ended up doing it again. I ended up accepting it again. Like you said, falling into patterns.
That's right.
Why do I accept it? Or why should I push back and say, no, I'm not going to do it this way? So it's a work in progress. I don't think I'll be completely perfect at it because I know I won't be, but it's a work in progress.
There are many contradictions in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is one of them.
Has dating me made you less judgmental towards others?
No.
Okay.
Well,
that was a definitive answer.
No.
No thought about that whatsoever.
No, because I do catch myself being judgmental and I realize, wait a minute. Okay. And I'm talking about meeting people in person.
Yeah.
If I get a bad judgment, some of it may actually be true. If I feel like I have a bad impression of a person, some of that actually might be true. I could be, the reason why I'm feeling it could be, a very good reason why. But, yeah, I've caught myself many a time. So I'm trying to work on it. It doesn't happen all the time, but I know that it does happen. Very good, Jaylo. And I recognized it, like, especially when I was going into my 20s. Nice. Anyway, that's a pretty deep conversation.
That's right, babes. We're on this journey. Not together, but at this point of the journey, we're connected. That's such a weird thing to me that on the path to enlightenment or heaven or whatever you want to call it, you will run into people who will join you for part of the journey and then split up from you. And then possibly you'll see them again or maybe not.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it'll just be, it'll just be like a one-time connection and then you never connect with them again. I'm going to sit back up again. But yeah, it's super interesting to me, especially when it's people you have a strong connection with. Yeah. And then you're suddenly not on the same path anymore. Yeah, did I ever talk about the girl I met on the flight to Utah? Yeah. With me many times, I think you may have vaguely mentioned it, but not deeply. Okay, I'll talk really quickly about it. She, I won't mention her name. She was a woman that I met, on the way to Utah. She was like, 10 years younger than I was. She was she was going back to Utah with her boyfriend because that's where, she lived. And, I think they were coming back from Costa Rica because were involved in something. I don't know what it was. And I feel like we had an instant connection on the plane. We were just talking to each other. And I went to Utah, did my thing. The last time I saw her and her boyfriend, a bunch of us went to this really good ramen place. It was really, really good. And I think it was in the wintertime sometime. And that was the last time I saw her. This was like 3 years ago in 2018, and I never heard from her again. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know how to contact her because I don't remember her number. So I know what her full name is, but I don't remember how to get a hold of her. So yeah. Well, there's that. I was more thinking about, let's say, a long-term friendship where you're really close with somebody. Right. And you think that you're going to be tight for the rest of your lives. Yeah. Then one day there's a weird falling out and you never talk with this person again. Oh, no. Yeah. Not somebody who you go on a plane with once and eat ramen with and then, Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay, babes. But that was the one thing, that was the one, that was an experience that I thought about that just came to my mind. No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. That stuff can get super tricky. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But surprise reconnections are always really, really cool. Yeah.
How often does that happen in life?
I don't think very often.
I'm trying to think. I don't think that really happens that much.
Mm.
Maybe when you get older. That happened with my grandfather, kind of, right?
Really? Yeah.
Well, I know a couple of people. So I guess you would call her my stepmom.
Yeah.
I hope she does. I don't know if she'd want me airing her business out on the street.
Okay.
So, she stopped seeing my dad.
Yeah.
Gets off of drugs, and she goes back with the father of her kids, who was her husband, before she, started, getting a little bit too crazy. And they were together until he passed away.
So they got back together after a while.
After like 17 years.
Didn't you say that's the one that you thought was really nice?
He was an awesome guy.
Yeah.
I spent some time with him, and he's super, super cool, man.
Oh, cool.
But I guess I think of that, and I think of my grandfather, who he had a high school sweetheart. I might have mentioned this in the episode where we talk about him dying.
Yeah.
But I'll say it again. Because he's still dead.
Okay.
So they were together. I think he cheated on her.
Right. Yeah.
And then him and my grandma got together. They broke up. And when he was like 40, I think him and his high school sweetheart, who he remarried, had some fun together. Then he was still wild. And then
he remarried her, and then he separated.
He didn't get. They never. Well, no. What happened was they were high school sweethearts. Mm-hmm. They go their separate ways.
Yeah.
My grandfather marries my grandmother. They have kids. They separate, and somewhere in that mix, he reconnected with his high school sweetheart. Mm-hmm. They're together for a short time. They break up again, and then after his mom died, when he was in his 60s, they reconnected and got married, and were happily married for like 20 plus years until his death.
And she's the one that's still in your life?
Yes.
Okay.
But outside of that, I don't really know anybody who reconnects with people.
Yeah.
Well, and also I'm looking at in the purview of relationships like sexual, right. But I'm not really thinking about friendships.
Right.
I realize that both of my examples were, guy on girl.
A little crazy.
Yeah, but that's okay. Or girl on
guy.
Yeah,
I think friendships is where I was getting, and maybe maybe one of those unfinished business reconnections, I guess.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I've talked about this guy, and I don't really want to get into it, but cool. It never there was a reason why I should not have reconnected with this person. I'm not going to go into it too much, but
Jaylo had a past before me.
Sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
Sort of, but not really.
They say that the biggest sinners become the best believers.
Okay.
And that's what happened with you.
Well, all right. Maybe there might be some truth to it, but no, there was a reason why I shouldn't have reconnected with the person, but I found out later on, and that's why I'm no longer talking to this person because of it.
Very cool, babes.
Because, anyway, I don't really want to go into it right now.
You know how I just started thinking about is, Jesse and Celine from the Before trilogy.
Yeah, that wasn't us. That was definitely not us. That was definitely not us. And if I talk more about it, you'll know who I'm talking about.
I think I already do, but
it was just not.
And we should say that this was over, are you talking about the dude from the prom?
Homecoming
bro, that bro?
Homecoming boy, yeah.
One of the guys you talked about on our...
Okay. All right. You don't have to go there again.
A lot of guys were chasing after Alana, when
a couple of them, and both of them, both of them would not be good for me at all.
Nice.
Just wouldn't be good. It's just too much. They have too much baggage now. Yes. And it's just too complicated, and one of them I didn't even want to go with. So anyway,
Alana talks here about how she loves kids and they're great, but she would never date anybody with children.
That's just too complicated.
Yeah,
It's too complicated. And then here's something I've thought about. What if their exes make my life miserable? They probably would.
Oh, but what if their exes are completely out of the picture?
You mean like dead?
Yeah, or they just don't care about the kids, so they move to Costa Rica.
Okay, I'll just say this really quick. Both those guys had kids, and both of their exes are still alive. So no, they probably might make my life miserable. Yes, I'm sure they would.
I'm trying to think if I've dated women who have kids, which I guess...
Really? You have?
Well, they had kids after we dated, not before. So I guess in retrospect...
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like they had children. They actually had children when you two were
together. No. In retrospect, you could say that's why I'm one funny motherfucker.
All right. You've been saying the F-bomb a lot. Be a little bit kinder.
That was called a joke, babes.
It was bad.
It was pretty good. I thought it made me laugh.
Yeah, it made you laugh. Not so much me. I had a feeling you would see something weird like that.
But, so here's...
What's that?
I don't know if I could or couldn't date somebody with kids, right?
Yeah.
But you pretend to be like, oh, I love kids. And
No, I don't pretend anything. I do. But it's like, if I'm dating someone that had children from a previous marriage or what have you, there's a lot of baggage. It's just too complicated.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have my own kids. It's another thing to help raise somebody else's kids that I don't really have a lot of control over. And
it was super weird when we got together and you came over to my house. You met my 3-year-old daughter, Chloe, and you were like, you'll get whatever, okay? And I did. She's
Bubs,
up for adoption now.
You don't have a 3-year-old.
Well, she's like 6 or 7.
Oh, Bubs.
I made that up.
First off, somebody else's... Anyway, so I'm not going to go there.
Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about. But
isn't there someone you know who has a daughter named Chloe or something?
Do I know somebody who has a daughter named...
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Yes, you do. I'm not
I
going to say...
don't think I do.
Yes, you do. I'm not going to say unless it's on her name.
I know men who have daughters.
Yes, one of them I think named their daughter Chloe. But
no, none of my
really.
friends.
Okay, I'll ask you after.
If I had a friend who named his daughter Chloe, I would immediately stop talking to them.
Are you sure?
No,
No, Bubs. You told me about someone who has a daughter. I won't mention who it is.
Yeah.
But I really did think that the daughter's name was Chloe.
No, none of my social circle.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. It would be difficult to date somebody with kids.
Yeah, it would. It would definitely be difficult.
I don't know though. I don't know if maybe somebody who didn't talk to their kids I could date, but I don't know if I.
No, that would still be weird for me.
Really? So if a man comes up to you and says, "Alana, I have 3 kids." But don't worry, I never talk to them. I don't acknowledge them at Christmas time. So it's just going to be you and me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going out with a deadbeat.
What if they're not a deadbeat though? What if they say, I signed the child support checks and that's all the involvement I want to have with these kids?
Yeah, I still wouldn't.
Really?
Well, I mean, that's why it's so complicated, right? Because the guy has children with someone from a previous marriage, or maybe it's somebody from a previous relationship. The ex is still alive. They might, insert themselves, so to speak, into our life. And then the kids are going to feel really weird because I'm taking over as their father's wife, I'm talking, in retrospect. There's just too much baggage to take on.
Okay.
It's not like I got married, had children with my husband, and we're raising our own children. It's not anything like that. It's somebody else's children that I don't really have a whole lot of control over because I'm not the real mother.
Yeah.
I'm just the wife of their father that wants to be a mother figure to their children, to his children.
And Alana and I do not want kids together.
No, like I said, having somebody's kids around is great. I do like being around kids. Sometimes they can be a little snotty, but that's why grown-ups are there to kind of, teach them the rules of the trade, I guess, so to speak, or the whatever it is. Teach them the ropes, but having my own children with somebody, or helping to raise somebody else's child or children, is a totally different thing.
Nice.
And as I grow older, I'm getting closer and closer to not being able to have kids.
Nice. What? I'm lying back down again.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my badness.
But anyway, that's how I feel about it. I don't know if I would be able to take on another a family that was a family until guy and girl either broke up or divorced. That would just be really difficult. I think.
Good, babes. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it's just too difficult. I just could not imagine taking those kids or taking responsibility for somebody else's family.
See, that's why I think if we ever break up, you need to go with a father who only signs the checks.
Oh, jeez.
But
Bubs.
That's neither here nor there.
Bubs.
What?
I don't date deadbeats.
No, but they sign the checks.
No, but
they send the money in.
No, Bubs.
What?
Come on.
And the kids get to learn how to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Bubs and Bubs. I came from a broken home myself. I wouldn't want to have to deal with that.
Nice.
Bubs.
Well, no, it's good that you don't want to deal with that.
That's not
what
nice.
I'm saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm glad you learned the lessons that you needed to from that broken home. Now give me a kiss, because you need one.
Why?
Because you need one. And I'm doing you the favor right now, so you're
welcome.
welcome.
Really?
You're welcome, babes. Now give me a kiss.
Okay. Stop it.
I love you, babes.
Bubs.
What?
You silly.
I love you, babes. Yesterday,
yes,
we hung out in the living room.
Yes.
And started cooking the turkey.
Oh, it smelled so good.
Yes, it did.
It was really good. I have to say, Bubs, before I go on, I think this is probably one of the best turkeys you made.
Considering that I've only made 3 in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And you've had a portion of each of them.
Yes.
I guess you would be the best judge of that.
Yeah, I mean, your turkey at your place was great. I'm not saying it was bad, but there was something about this one yesterday that was like, ooh, it was juicy, it was moist. It just, I mean, so good.
Really?
It was really good with the brine.
Yes.
And I have some of that left over.
Yes.
Yeah, it was amazing. And when you put your homemade gravy on that turkey, it was like, oh. And now, granted, the couple of things that I got from these nice people was some stuffing and some mashed taters.
Yeah, and they were store-bought.
They were store-bought, but we made it taste really good. You zested a lemon.
You were against that at first.
Well, I wasn't sure what it was going to taste like, because I don't think I've ever had mashed potatoes with lemon in it.
Go ahead.
I was wrong. I'm glad I was very wrong.
Yes.
So, you zested a lemon, and I said, okay, go ahead and do your thing. And you put that in with the mashed potatoes. You put in some rosemary, which was really good, and some extra salt. Was that right? You put some salt in there?
Yes. And a little bit of black pepper along with some milk. I cooked it on the stovetop. You wanted me to do it in the microwave.
I'm glad you didn't do it in the microwave.
I knew it would come out better.
I cooked the stuffing in the microwave and did that, so that was fine. But they turned out super good. They really did. And even though I would have loved to have made mashed potatoes at your place, I'm glad that we did get to have mashed potatoes, even if they were from the store, because you did make it really good.
The fire alarm went off on my place, and I needed to change the burners and clean the inside of the stovetop there. Jaylo.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm glad that my burners were working for you. But it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. What I did with the rolls. And they tasted really good. They were like, small, sweet rolls. I took a bowl and I melted, a stick of butter. I put that in the middle of our meal where our plates were. And then I just had us dip the rules in there. By the way, do you want me to give you some rules?
Yes.
Okay.
Hell to the yes.
Oh my goodness.
Keep going, babes.
I may keep some too.
Okay.
They're really good. They were really good rules too. I have to check how much are in there. But it turned out like a really good dinner. And before we watched that...
We watched dinner?
No. Before we before we ate dinner, I'm sorry, we were watching something with Irma Bombeck and Phil Donahue.
I love Donahue. I think it was cool that he was always super liberal on TV, and it was never the cool thing to be. If you're doing a talk show, you're not supposed to be a lib. And
Really?
Yeah. You can show liberal TV shows that have liberal ideas if they're like sitcoms.
Uh-huh.
That's actually completely acceptable, and I think that they actually overdo it in sitcoms. But if you're talking news programs or TV talk shows, those always lean a little bit more conservative.
I don't know if I agree with you on that one. I think they were starting to come...
There are some exceptions now, but back in the day, they always lean more conservative.
I don't know about that. It seemed like they were becoming a lot more liberal towards the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, it's just my perspective of it. I don't know.
I think they covered liberal topics, but I don't think it came from a lefty perspective.
And I didn't watch a lot of Donahue. I think I watched some Donahue, like maybe in the 90s, but I was kind of like in the Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael type of a thing. But I will say this, I love the music in the 70s theme music. It
was very dated.
Very 70s.
But what I was going to say about Phil Donahue, though, I always respected that he was a big lefty. But he always had this weird hard-on for Irma Bombeck. Whenever you tune in his show, he would always be talking about Irma Bombeck and I did this, or my good pal Irma Bombeck, or Irma Bombeck's going to be on the show next week. It was always that. But I never really sat down and watched one of her appearances on his show until yesterday.
I really enjoyed it. I thought she was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she gave some great advice. I thought she was really honest about saying, there are times where I didn't like being a housewife and homemaker. And I appreciate it because there's a lot of women that say that they enjoy it all the time. But I'm sure that there are days that women did not like always, didn't want to always clean after their babies or their toddlers. And they just wanted time to themselves. And I'm glad that she was able to say that without any ridicule. I'm glad that she was able to say that because she seemed very honest to me and very forthcoming.
I always assumed that the only reason she was famous was because Phil Donahue had her on so many times.
Uh-huh.
But when we Wikipedia'd her, she had written a lot of books. She was apparently very popular outside of his little world.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to me. It's so bizarre that there are people who do these incredible things, but they're only known for one little portion of their life.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised at what she said. Like she was even honest about what she supported and what she didn't support. Or what she felt. And she didn't go into it much, but I just like that she was honest with, I guess the time she was in her early 50s. 51, yeah.
1978 in the Twin Cities.
And
special broadcast week.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of funny when they would when they showed like a little segment on in the Twin Cities, you'll find this and this and this. But they did that a lot in the 70s, I heard.
They did. And the 80s and 90s too.
Yeah. And then every time she would come back, she would say, Irma Bombeck wrote this column or this newspaper. And it seemed like a lot of the women did read her columns and they thought they were really funny. And, and I thought that was kind of fun that they were asking her questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. I like that.
Very good, babes.
I think we watched the entire episode.
We did.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Does this make you want to explore the world of Donahue a little bit more?
Possibly. I mean, there was that one feet episode I told you about that I thought was kind of funny.
Feet.
But I wasn't really a Donahue person growing up.
I liked this show. It was very, very lefty, which is good, but it was a little bit... I liked it because that made it different than what else you'd see on daytime TV.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I liked Sally, Jesse, Raphael, and Jenny Jones and Ricky Lake just because I didn't know if half of the stuff on there was real, and they did have some provocative topics, and some of them were pretty serious. But they did have some provocative topics, and of course, back then when Maury Povich was had interesting topics, I would watch him too.
Now he's getting that paper,
I guess. Green paper.
At what point, babes, is too much money? It doesn't add to your lifestyle. So. I watched TYT the other day, as I often do. And Jake and Anna were doing the story about a therapist who apparently worked with rich people and said that they're just as miserable as the rest of us.
Yeah.
So I may have mentioned this yesterday, but it was a different perspective on it. The question I have for you now is, do you think that Maury Povich is any happier now than he was 10 years ago?
I don't know. I don't keep up with this old guy. I don't keep up with him and his wife Connie Chung. I think they're still married.
I think
no, I don't keep up with them. I don't really like to go into how much money celebrities are making because, maybe they're not making as much money as they wanted.
Or as much money as they say in the paper.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think about them like not having to work because I don't know. It doesn't really fascinate me that much, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not really into that whole thing that much either. I was just more asking as a question of, I wonder if Maury Povich feels satisfied doing shows like that when he could have probably retired a long time ago and been financially okay.
I guess the same question would be, what about those cab drivers who claim that they've been in high-profile bands, but they ended up driving cabs?
Oh, the one that you met.
Yes. I don't know if he was just fudging everything he said. I have no idea whether... I couldn't tell you.
He was.
You think he was?
Oh, yeah, because how often do you meet somebody and the first thing out of their mouth...
just dropping names.
Right. But for real, I've known performance artists who have been involved with some pretty big projects that you would know about. And you've met some of these people. And others of them, you haven't just me say that I've known them. You've heard other people in my social circle talk about them.
Uh-huh.
And they still have to do regular jobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not just you're in a hit band and then you never have to work again, unfortunately.
Right.
I wish it worked like that.
Yeah. But as far as Maury Povich, I have no idea. I do remember when he used to be on A Current Affair. Yes. I used to watch that when I was a kid, but I have no idea about what's going on with this man. I also used to watch Face to Face with Connie Chung.
I'm happy for you, babes.
At one time, yes. Yes.
Jaylo.
Yes?
You have told me over the years that you do not like action movies.
I'm not really a big action movie. I mean, the men in my family like it. I did date someone that liked action movies, but I think it's because it's just too visual.
And yet, last night...
we did watch an action/comedy.
Lethal Weapon, which was a mutual pick, but a little bit more you.
Yeah, because I watched it when I was a kid. And I remember that, in watching it again, I remember that Mel Gibson played crazy pretty well.
He's an incredible actor and director. It's just my thing is he's a super over the top racist.
He is really
crazy. I bet he's America's favorite racist, I think, next to Trump.
Hey. He is not. And by the way, there is no proof. By the way,
White Power tweets.
All
right, stop.
No, it's not. Let go of my hand, please.
Okay.
You're hurting me.
Okay, whatever.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this movie.
Let's say he's Hollywood's favorite.
Okay.
But he is talented.
Well, you're the one who called him that. Nobody else did.
You would say that's accurate, though, right?
Yeah, I heard something about his anti-Semite controversy,
and also what he said about black people.
I did not hear about that, but
I'm not going to use the exact word. But when he was on, because it's offensive, and I actually don't like racial slurs.
I don't either.
But when he was on the phone with his girl at the time, and it was recorded and it was released, you could clearly hear him saying, "If you get raped by a pack of N-words, it'll be your fault."
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I did not hear that far into the conversation, but I know that at the time he was like super, super crazy, off the rails crazy. And I know a lot of people have been making fun of it because of that. But no. Anyway, he played crazy, and all that. But would you want to give a synopsis of it?
I'll do it very quick because sometimes I can go on and on with this stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree that quickly.
Okay.
Starts off, this lady jumps to her death from a high-rise apartment. She is married to Mel Gibson, Hollywood's favorite racist.
Oh my goodness.
And next scene, I believe, is Danny Glover is taking a bath on his 50th birthday.
Yeah.
Family comes in and says, "Hey, happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday, husband," all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Goes to work. Before he leaves, his wife tells him, "Hey, this dude called. Do you recognize the name?" He's like, "I haven't spoken to that guy in like 12 years.
I think his name was like Michael Hunsaker or
something like that.
Something weird.
Okay. Turns out it was his daughter, Hunsaker's daughter, who died.
Yes.
And he wants Danny Glover to track the men who did it down and kill them.
Yeah.
They were in Vietnam together. So Danny Glover owes him a favor.
Yeah.
Goes into work. There is an unstable man who's going to be joining him as his new partner.
Martin Riggs.
Who is played by Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
They go on all these crazy adventures. I won't say everything, but there was a fun scene where there's a man on the ledge of this building threatening to jump. Mel Gibson comes over, puts the handcuffs on him and says, "You want to jump? Let's jump." And he just jumps off the building.
Both of them were handcuffed together, right?
That's what I just said.
Yes.
Mel Gibson and this dude.
Yeah.
And they land. There is a part of the movie where Danny Glover takes Mel Gibson home to meet his family.
Which is kind of weird.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, okay.
I really liked it. And near the end of it, Mel Gibson is about to go home. He's like, "You don't trust me." And he's like, "I don't trust you yet. Do me a favor. Let's get through tomorrow without you killing anybody. And then we'll work on me trusting you."
Yeah.
Turns out that the reason they killed Homeboy's daughter was because he works for a bank and is helping these heroin traffickers laundry their money.
Right.
And he was about to drop the dime on them.
Yep.
Danny Glover goes to see him. This is when this comes out. And the guy's like, "You don't understand, bro. If I come forward, I have another daughter and y'all ain't going to protect him." At that exact moment, a helicopter comes and shoots the guy dead.
Yep.
Danny Glover's friend.
Yep, just right there.
Okay. Him and Mel Gibson go off. They think that they shoot Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. Well, they do, but he's wearing a bulletproof vest. So they are under the belief for a little while that they kill him. They don't, but they kidnap Danny Glover's oldest daughter who likes smoking that ganja, which who can blame her?
Oh my goodness.
What?
Would you go on?
They talked about that in the movie, babes.
Yes, I know. She wears low-cut dresses and smokes weed. There we go. Go on.
Sounds like an excellent young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will. Okay. They call up Danny Glover. He's like, "Okay, I'll meet you guys tomorrow." There's hand grenades, all this stuff. Everybody's kidnapped, meaning Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and his daughter. Tries to escape, but doesn't. They're all tortured. Mel Gibson somehow breaks free, rescues everybody, and then they have to stop the bad guys who come after Danny Glover's family. They get them, and there's a scene where Danny Glover tells the other cops, "Hey, listen, I'm going to let these two," meaning Mel Gibson and the bad guy, get into a fist fight and let them do their thing. Mel Gibson wins. They turn their back. The guy jumps back up. So Mel Gibson and Danny Glover turn around and shoot the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Gibson comes back to the house, sees the daughter, and gives her a present to give to her dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to come in and help rebuild you. By the way, a car went through his...
A car went through the house and somebody shot through the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, tell your dad good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Glover walks out and says, hey, bro, after what we've been together, you got to help me finish this horrible Christmas turkey.
Yeah.
They go inside. The dog that Mel Gibson has gets in a fight with their cat. And that's the end.
That's kind of a fun ending.
Yeah.
And you don't see it on the camera. You just hear it.
Let me start with the stuff I liked.
Okay.
Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are really good in this movie.
They are. They have a good connection.
Yeah, and I think it goes to Danny Glover was really good in Grand Canyon when he was in scenes with Kevin Kline.
Yep.
Because you see two masters of their craft working together.
Yep.
And they can, in a way, elevate the material. I also liked Danny Glover's family.
Yep.
Not just their acting, but the interaction he had with them.
Uh-huh.
There's a great scene at the dinner table. There's, I like how it's a small scene, but it really works for me.
Yeah.
It's near I might have mentioned it, but Danny Glover says to Mel Gibson, my daughter is grounded for smoking weed in the house.
Yeah.
But it's not like he makes this huge thing out of it because he's a cop. He just says she's grounded for it. I really like them in this movie. But it's not the most believable.
Okay.
Their house is almost destroyed.
Yeah.
Daughter's kidnapped. And then a couple of days later, they're having Christmas together.
Yeah.
When Danny Glover's friend from Vietnam says, you don't understand, I'm going to be in danger. Right after that, he's killed.
Yeah.
In front of Danny Glover.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted with this one.
Yeah.
I give it a 7. But if it had 2 different actors in this movie, it would get a lot less of a score.
Yeah, I give it a 7 too.
Yeah. What do you think of my criticisms and the positive things I've said about this?
I understand why you would, are you saying that the family wasn't believable? Or
No, I love the family in this movie.
Okay.
But I feel that the bad guys in that situation isn't believable. And it's also the scene where Mel Gibson jumps off the roof with that one guy connected to him.
Yeah.
He didn't get in any trouble with that besides for Danny Glover yelling at him. And also when he comes in to meet Danny Glover, he kind of pushes him down and holds a gun on him for a second.
Right. Yeah.
He would get kicked off the force for something like that.
He would. He would. I wonder how they made that scene where they both jump off of the building. I wonder how they made it look real.
That was a really cool scene, though.
Yeah. And you were laughing.
I did like that scene, even though I didn't believe it.
Yeah, because he should have gotten off of the force, and the psychologist kept telling Danny Glover, "You really have to be careful about this guy."
And the police chief, the same thing.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I understand why you would. I would agree with your criticisms and what you liked about it.
Yeah, because there are good things here.
Yeah.
And part of me does want to watch the other films just because they're so good together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would love to see, babes?
What's that?
Is Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, instead of doing another Lethal Weapon movie, which apparently they're working on.
Oh, again?
Yes, and
wow.
Mel Gibson might direct it.
I don't think they should have another one, but if they can make it good, because I heard that I've seen some of the sequels. If they can make it good, then that's good. But
if Gibson directs it, there's a really good chance
it'll be good. Yeah,
maybe even great.
Yeah,
right.
But
I would like to see the two of them do something like inside the actor's studio together, where they sit down for a couple hours and they talk about acting and how they became so good at it and what their struggles were like as performers.
And just a side note for anyone who hasn't watched any of the Lethal Weapon movies, Joe Pesci, I believe you see Joe Pesci starting with the second movie.
Nice.
Join them
Very cool.
as Leo Getz. Yeah.
Nice. You love bringing up Joe Pesci in these movies.
No. It was just funny. I don't know.
He gets what he wants.
He gets what he wants over there.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder what it was like for Danny Glover when Mel Gibson is going through his craziness. And he has to maybe not defend, but try to, play peacemaker in a way, right?
Right.
Because I don't think he ever bashed Mel Gibson. He may have said that the things that Mel Gibson was saying were horrible, but he didn't criticize him as a human being.
Well, maybe he said, maybe because he thought, Mel's just saying that for shock value. Maybe he wanted to think, maybe he just wanted to believe that Mel Gibson would just say that for shock value and not actually mean it. So
okay, so I know this isn't a question about the movie, and it's more a question about the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Because I've heard people defend Mel Gibson, and not just as a filmmaker, but say he's actually a really nice guy.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard black people defend Mel Gibson and Jewish people.
Wow. Okay.
And what do you think we can learn about compartmentalizing our lives from Mel Gibson and Danny Glover? Like, Danny Glover is also a lefty activist, and yet he kept it calm when it came to dealing with the craziness of Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. Mel Gibson, we know, is a racist, but from accounts I've heard from, and then granted, these aren't people I know in real life. These are what I've seen on TV from black people who have known him, not just Danny Glover. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So what can we learn about these two gentlemen about compartmentalizing our lives?
Compartmentalizing?
Yeah. Like, Mel Gibson maybe doesn't look at Danny Glover as a horrible person, but he definitely has racist feelings towards other black people.
Well, that's kind of where I'm a little bit confused about, I guess.
Tell me.
Because if this person, it's not the same as if somebody says the N-word for shock value. And again, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But people have done that. They may or may not have meant it, but they said it. That doesn't necessarily make them a racist. That just means that they just don't know how to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if Mel Gibson just said it for shock value and what have you, but it's another thing if he really did believe it, and this is actually something he believes. So I'm not sure about that with him.
I know you haven't heard the tapes. And
not all of it.
For real, it is hard to know what's in somebody's heart from a few seconds of their lives.
Yeah.
It sounded legit to me, though.
Yeah, I mean...
It was not a good one.
He definitely was on a crazy rant. I mean, well, it's just like the rant that Alec Baldwin was leaving for his daughter, right?
No. This was next level.
No. I wasn't comparing it. I'm just saying that if you think about what Alec Baldwin said to his daughter, which was horrible, right?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I mean, he called her a filthy pig, right?
Rude little pig.
Yeah. It's like, that is something I believe he may have, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what was going on through his head, but he shouldn't have said it.
No.
So I'm not sure about the whole Mel Gibson thing. I don't know why Danny Glover would defend him. But again, I don't know Mel Gibson personally, and I don't really, I can't really judge on that.
And it could be one of those things too, where Danny Glover hears this and feels really sad for Mel Gibson. Right?
Yeah.
Because do I think that Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are best friends and hang out every day? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But do I think that they've known each other, that they've spent time at each other's houses, that as far as Hollywood friends go, they're relatively close? I could believe that because they've made 4 movies together, and over a period of years, and they've been trying to do a 5th movie together. I could believe that they're maybe not besties, but they're relatively close.
Yeah.
So he could have been, he was just sad by the whole thing.
That could be. So you think that he had empathy for Mel Gibson?
I think yes.
Okay.
And Danny Glover, if you've ever listened to him or know his story, he seems like a very empathetic person.
Okay. Probably wouldn't agree with his politics, but
I would.
Of course you would.
A lot of them.
Yes, I know.
Maybe not all of them.
Yes, I know.
Keep going, babes.
I know. But and I haven't seen a lot of interviews with him. I know that he was with the cast of The Color Purple, and I liked him in the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have not seen The Color Purple, have you?
No.
It is good.
No.
It is good.
I'm sure it is. I realized you said it is good, and right afterwards I just said no.
We should.
Not even think about it.
No.
It ain't good. No.
No, we should watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yes. Well, next week, now that we know that there are some action movies you like, we will be watching The Matrix.
Yeah, because I may have seen parts of it, but not all of it.
I am excited, to say the least, to show it to you. And we're only watching the first one because I haven't seen the sequels and I've heard that they suck.
Yeah.
But the first one, babes, is maybe the best action movie ever made. As far, not just, I mean, special effects are good, and I realize that they've come a long way in 20 years, but as far as story goes, it takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm excited about that, babes.
Okay.
Why do you think... See, the thing that I think, reason I think I like the family so much in this too, is because it centers it more in reality.
Right.
Because you're not just hearing this guy say, I have a nice wife and some kids. You actually get to hang out with them a little bit and see their interaction.
I did like the part, where Danny Glover's, character says, I forgot what his name was.
Riggs? Martin Riggs?
No. Danny Glover's character, I forgot what his name was. But he was like...
Oh, Murtaugh, I think.
Yeah, I forgot, Murtaugh. Anyway, he was saying, hey, do you really like my wife's cooking? And he's like, no, see you tomorrow.
That was fun. I have an uncomfortable question.
What?
How many movies, not together, but in total, do you think that these two men have left in them? Because they're both older.
I don't know. I can't, I don't have an answer for that. They are getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Very talented. One of them pretty cray-cray, but
yes.
they're getting older.
But craziness doesn't take away from somebody's talents. No. I can respect that somebody is great in one area and realize that they're really messed up in others.
Well, Marilyn Monroe, yes. I mean, she was a great actress in her time, but she had some major issues. What
was she great in as far as movies go?
Well, I remember we saw her in, what was the name of that comedy?
Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot. That was the one, that was the one with the girls band, right?
Yes.
That one was fun. I like that one.
She also had that cameo in The Apartment.
Yes.
That was funny.
It was funny. I haven't seen a lot of movies with her. I think those are the only two that I've seen. She has
a very small role in Sunset Boulevard.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think she has any lines, and I only know that from when I was talking with Justine Bateman about it. Oh. She told me that. I make it sound like we're like thick as thieves. Justine Bateman is on Clubhouse.
And I think it's really cool that you actually got to talk to her in her room.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I really dig that she's a fan of older movies.
And we both watched her as kids.
Absolutely.
I watched her on Family Ties quite a bit because that was one of my favorite shows growing up. So I thought it was really, really cool that you got to speak in her room. Got to talk to her and Jesse Ventura. Yeah. Two cool celebrities in my book. Yeah. Yes. Is there anything else you want to say about Lethal Weapon? No, it was good watching it again. It's been a while. Yeah. I thought it was really funny how you did see the two animals interact, didn't like each other. Oh, at the end of the movie. Yeah, the dog and the cat. Yeah. Yes. That was funny. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Go and see it with the caveat that it's good because of these two performances. Yes.
we were actually talking about Money Talks the other day with Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
That's a movie I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But it's all because Chris Tucker is so good in it.
Yeah, yeah. And Charlie Sheen is another.
Great Charlie Sheen, yeah, and I don't think. Listen, I think I'd have more fun hanging out with Charlie Sheen over Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
But Charlie Sheen is not as talented as Mel Gibson.
I would agree.
In my opinion.
I would agree. I didn't watch I wasn't like a huge fan of 2.5 Men. I may have seen a few episodes. I didn't think Charlie Sheen was good in it either. And
yeah, a lot of his success has to do with the fact that he has a rich dad.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know.
Maybe not all of it. But I've never seen Charlie Sheen in a movie. Granted, I'm not an expert of him, but where I thought he gave such a masterful performance that I was compelled to watch him. You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't like Mel Gibson.
Yeah, like Mel Gibson. There are performances that he gives where I completely believe him, and he blows me away. That's never happened to me with watching Charlie Sheen. It's always like I'm watching Charlie Sheen do his Charlie Sheen.
It's kind of like him and David Spade. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I hear you.
David Spade was funnier on SNL, but in other things, he doesn't seem so funny.
He's done a lot of crappy stuff, but David Spade is at least funny.
He's
when
funny, but
he puts the work
in. Yeah, when he is. But I thought he was great on SNL. But
I hear
that's
you
about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any other movies you can think of that were only good because of one performance?
That is a really good question because there's so many movies where the whole entire cast was good. It wasn't just one good performance. like when we watched Brown Sugar last time.
That was great.
The whole entire cast was good.
Yes.
Very good.
Or
very
Soul
well
Food.
Yeah. Or Soul Food, yeah. That was very well. They were very well put together. That is a really good. I have to think about that.
Okay.
I have to think about that. I can't think about that. I can't think of any right now, but I'll have to think about that.
Fair enough, babes. Jaylo.
Yes.
We also watched Mystic Pizza last night.
Yeah, and I've never watched the entire thing. I think I gotten as close as just watching the beginning, and even that I didn't get too far.
My mom told me this was a good movie.
Yeah.
Years ago, obviously, because she's dead, but
right.
You know.
And I'm like, why is it called Mystic Pizza? And then I realized it's because they were living in the town of Mystic, Connecticut, and these 3 women worked at a pizza place. And I'll give a quick synopsis.
Go ahead. I
won't give all away because there's so many things, but it centers around the young lives of JoJo, who's played by, I think it was Lily Taylor, Daisy, who's played by Julia Roberts, and this girl named Kat. I don't know who she's played by, but she is good. Daisy lives with a very Catholic mom, and Kat is also living with them. And she it seems to me like she's got kind of a wild side. Would you say?
Yes, Daisy does.
Daisy does. She's got a wild side. She's kind of defying her mother's rules. She's staying out really late, and she meets this guy. I forgot where she meets him at, but his name is Charlie, and he comes from a rich family. And so she comes from a different family than he does, and then you've got JoJo, who was supposed to marry her fiance Bill, but she faints at the wedding.
Yes. Like,
really faints at the wedding. And they end up, they still stay together, but Lily doesn't want to make a commitment. Instead, she wants to have sex with Bill anywhere and everywhere without the commitment of marriage, and which is really weird because usually it's the girl that wants a commitment.
I like that twist in this movie.
But I thought it was interesting because the guy's like, I I want, and there were some scenes where he told her, that he didn't want to be with her if she didn't commit because she really wanted, if he really wanted her to be his wife, and why is she holding back?
Yes.
And then you got Kat, who takes a babysitting job on the side of her pizza job before she goes to college. And she is watching this little 4-year-old girl named Phoebe, whose mother is away in England for a while, and her father needed someone to babysit his daughter. Well, it's pretty obvious that the father wants to go have some kind of a fling with Kat.
Well, and it's also kind of obvious from Kat's perspective that she wants to do the same.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, how naive are you? But I have to remember that in this movie, she is a young teenage girl who's about ready to go to college.
Yeah.
And so I thought, there's a couple of scenes that were kind of interesting to me. I also have to mention Leona. Leona is the owner of the pizza place that, she wants to keep it in the family because she inherited that pizza place, and she wanted to make all the ingredients that were made, use all the ingredients that were made in her family, that her family used for the pizza recipe that she has. And she said, okay, if, once I retire, I will let you know what's in the pizza, but I'm not going to tell you. That was kind of fun. Anyway, there's a couple of scenes that were interesting to me. Kat was supposed to take over Daisy's shift because Daisy was supposed to have dinner with Charlie's parents, and she does end up going, but Kat needed to have an extra babysitting job.
May I interject for a quick second?
What?
She ends up rescheduling, and she goes a couple days later.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, keep going.
All right. Anyway, so Kat babysits at night. Daisy ends up going to to Charlie's family's place, or the restaurant where they are at, and she confronts Kat about it in the restaurant, correct?
Yeah, Daisy basically lets Kat know what's up.
Yeah. And so she's basically saying, yeah, that happens all the time. The father wants a babysitter so he could have a fling with the babysitter while the wife's away. It happens all the time. And then Kat kind of pointed out Daisy's flaws, like, well, yeah, well, you're not innocent either because you've slept with, you've been with so many men, whatever it is. And Daisy ends up slapping her and says, wipe off your conscience. So I thought that was kind of an interesting scene. And then JoJo goes into the pizza place, and she's clearly upset because she breaks up with Bill, and she's like, well, I broke up with Bill this morning, but I had to do it. This
is not the same scene, by the way. It's a
different scene. Yeah. That's what I said. Did I say that?
No, you said, and then. The implication being that it's right after she's slapped.
No, it wasn't right after that. It was somewhere in the movie.
No, I know. But I wanted to make that more clear.
Oh my goodness.
Keep going.
Anyway, JoJo basically said, well, I broke up with Bill because I was ready to get married, and, this was good for me. And clearly she's upset because she's crying, and, and she doesn't know what to do about that. And, so that was an interesting scene too. Chime in if you'd like.
I think you got this so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So Daisy does a lot of confronting. She confronts Kat. She confronts Charlie about how he treated his parents at the dinner, and tried to make it sound like he was much better than his family, and Daisy really wasn't having it. And then Daisy confronted her mom and said, I'm a bad girl. I curse. I do this, and I really don't want to go to Yale. And then the mom's like, I wasn't saying that you should have to go to Yale. I'm just saying that I'm really worried about you, and I want you to do well for yourself. And I thought that was a really good scene too. So, Joe, towards the end, because there's a lot of things in here that I don't really want to get into. Towards the end, there's a scene where JoJo is taking over her Kat's babysitting job for the time. Kat and Tim is Phoebe's father. They kind of go out and hang out, and Kat's thinking like, oh, okay, I'm going to get with this guy. She comes back. His wife, Nikki, comes back to their house. And I think it seemed to me like Nikki was an older lady.
That's what it felt like, too.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I thought, oh, how old is this lady? But
91.
54. And she comes back home to Daisy's place. Daisy's still mad at her, and Kat's like, I can't believe this is happening. He brought me back to the house, and he just stood there and didn't say anything to me. And instead of saying, see, I told you so, Daisy decided to comfort Kat, because she clearly was going through a really hard time.
Yeah, it was. If she didn't do that, she would have just been a horrible human being.
Yeah, but I'm glad that she's like, oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was going to affect you that much. So I do believe that Daisy does have a heart. Amongst that, or underneath that tough exterior. But so that was it. That was that scene. JoJo and Bill end up getting married. JoJo saying that, I also have to keep my identity, so you have to know where I stand, and nothing's going to change. And then he says, except for your name. And they end up getting married. Kat leaves that job and gets ready for college, and it ends with the Mystic Pizza, their specialty, getting a really good review from that food critic.
It ends at the wedding.
And at the wedding.
After they gotten a good review from this uppity film critic.
Okay, so I kind of mixed that up. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
As I tickle you.
Okay.
I like this movie.
Yeah.
There was something a little bit misleading about it.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, they're showing photographs of the young ladies when they're little kids.
Yeah.
And they look kind of old-timey.
Yeah.
They're playing blues music that sounds like it's from the 20s.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And then, most of the rest of the soundtrack.
It's like 80s.
Yeah. And it actually made me think of a question.
Yeah.
Music from the 80s sounds very dated.
Yes, it does.
But for some reason, the music they played from the 20s, yeah, it's older recordings, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, like stuff from the 50s and 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I could listen to that stuff all day. There are things in the 80s that I enjoyed, but it sounds very, with the actual time of the 80s. Because I remember when I was a kid, and it does sound very dated.
Yeah, and obviously there are going to be exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think it is that overall 80s pop music doesn't really hold up in the same way that music made decades earlier does?
I don't know, and it really is hard to say, because I listened to a lot of music in the 80s, and there's some music that I wasn't really familiar with, like the rock stuff. I don't know what it is. I really don't have an answer for that, because there are some 80s music that I did really like a lot. Mm-hmm. And of course, we were both fans of a lot of 90s music.
Yeah, 90s music to me still holds up.
Great. Yeah. Great stuff.
I am probably the last person in the world who openly admits to liking Limp Bizkit. And not just back then, I still think their music is good.
Yeah, I didn't care for Limp Bizkit.
I know. I'm in the minority. I'm not saying that Fred Durst does seem like a douchebag, and I liked a lot of the music they did.
Yeah. One of my friends, who I won't mention, or one of them that was closer to me at one time, she did like the Limp Bizkit version of Faith, and I didn't really care for it.
It's okay.
I liked my George Michael's version of Faith.
It is better, in my opinion.
It is. It's a fun dance to, or a fun song to dance to.
I think it was a mistake to start the movie with music from the 20s and then do modern music.
I don't think it sounded to me like it was from the 20s. I think it sounded more like foreign Italian music to me.
No, it sounded like blues music, like old-timey.
It didn't sound bluesy at all to me. It sounded like it was like Italian music or something, like an Italian instrumental.
There are words to it, babes.
I'm
talking about when they open up the movie and they're playing the opening credits, that song. I'm
talking about the very, very first piece of music that was not with no words. That's what I mean.
Okay, well, the very first piece of music during the opening credits had words, and it sounded very bluesy to me.
I don't know. I had to listen to that, but I don't remember.
It'll turn out that I'm right. But the question...
Oh my goodness.
Why do you think the filmmakers decided to do it? Because in some ways it's worse than if you just played 80s music.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why they did that. I think they should have stuck with the music.
Yeah.
That they opened with in the restaurant. But, no. I don't know. But I was not expecting a movie to I know it was supposed to be a comedy. And yes, it was a comedy, but I didn't think there was gonna be some, that much drama in it too.
I didn't think it was going to be comedy, and I don't even know if I'd classify it as that.
It's a mixture of both, I guess.
Because it didn't really make me laugh, but it was fun watching it.
Yeah, like there was a scene where Daisy throws oil on Charlie's Porsche, I think it was, because she thought that he was seeing some other girl. And
I did not like that scene.
I didn't like that one either.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh wow, okay, that was a really bad idea.
But I appreciated his reaction to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A question I have for you, I'll ask you a few.
Okay.
What does Kat teach us about the loss of innocence?
Well, I think though, I don't know if this will answer your question, but because she seemed very naive at the time, we all have gone through that stage of life where we don't understand much about relationships, and we go into it very naively, I guess. I don't know. Because I remember how naive I was when I was in my 20s and younger.
Nice.
Yeah.
To me, it's like she's a very smart girl. She got this opportunity to go to, I believe, Yale.
Yeah, it was Yale. Mm-hmm.
And she's studying astronomy.
Not yes. Astrology, astronomy. Yeah.
Yes, but one of her friends says astrology.
Yeah, it's astronomy, yeah.
But she doesn't really have life experience with getting the D.
She doesn't seem like she has experience with love in general.
Yeah. I believe she's a virgin in this movie.
Who cares?
Well, we're doing character analysis, babes. It all plays in.
Yeah, but who cares?
Who cares, Bob?
Who cares if she was or wasn't? What the point being is that she probably didn't have. She probably hasn't never been in love before or anything close to that.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. I like this movie. I'd probably give it a 7.
I would too.
Yeah. There were definitely some things where I'm like, come on. Mm-hmm. Come on.
I did think that JoJo was very neurotic.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also the whole thing with the critic and the owner of the store is watching his review before he gives it. She's like, you don't know shit. And then he gives a positive review and she's like, this is the greatest thing ever. That felt very predictable to me. The thing with the oil, we've seen that in other movies. The dinner table scene was a little bit over the top to me.
I thought the food critic, the way he was talking, it was he was one of those like seemed like your typical snooty person. I don't know.
My problem wasn't with him. My problem was with the reaction to him by the owners.
Right, I know.
But I did like a lot of the stuff about this movie.
Yeah.
For example, the way they did the twist with JoJo and was it Ben?
Bill. Yeah.
Where she wanted the D and he wanted a relationship. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, you never see that in a lot of movies. It's usually the girl.
Yeah, especially from this time period.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into a pet peeve Rick has.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This might take all day.
Well, okay. Julia Roberts goes to dinner.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're rich and I'm poor, but I'm better than you. And she leaves.
Right, yeah.
And I jokingly said to you, if some hot rich guy tried to pick me up, I'd probably go for it because I want that money.
Yeah.
And I said it in jest, but you got the point, is where it would be difficult for me to turn down money.
Yeah, I got it.
But not that long afterwards, Kat's boss comes to her work and gives her a check because he knows that she needs it for school.
Yeah.
And she just tears it up.
Yeah, that's something I didn't quite understand, I guess.
Yeah, because she really did need that money.
Yeah, she did. And JoJo's like, are you out of your mind? You're not going to cash that?
Yeah, and for real, this may be a fault in my thinking because, yeah, I didn't have rich parents, and I also...
Yeah.
I tried my best in life to take the opportunities I could to get money.
But maybe the reason why and here's something I thought about.
Go on.
I could be completely wrong about it. Maybe the reason why she completely ripped it up is because she thought, well, this is tainted money.
All money is tainted money. I got news for you.
Wait. Don't give your commentary until I'm finished.
Okay, go ahead.
Tainted money in the fact that he was using her for whatever it was, for, that she was his side fling, or wanting her to be his side fling until his wife got home. And I think the reason why she ripped it up is because it was too much of a reminder of Tim. Okay. Maybe. I could be completely wrong about it.
I hear you. And maybe that's true, but I don't like the idea of tainted money. I think it's all bad. But
it's bad in how you use, depending on how you use it.
Okay, so by that logic, Mystic Pizza maybe drove some other small restaurants out of business because they couldn't compete. Does that mean that Kat should rip up her checks from them?
No. I'm just saying
what her rationale.
That I'm just saying what her rationale might be in ripping up that thing. I'm not saying that it would be a good thing for her to rip up pizza checks.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying it depends on how the money was used and what the intention was. And it sounded to me like maybe she thought that Tim felt sorry for her or something.
Nice.
That's what I mean. I don't know.
That's fair. I also didn't like the little girl in this movie.
I thought she was a spoiled brat.
I did too. And nobody calls her on her shit. Well,
she's a little girl.
No, but you don't have to be like Rick and get up in her grill, but you could do it in a nice way.
Yeah, I didn't like when she would tell Kat, read, right? And the father never scolded her and never said, hey, you don't treat your babysitter that way. Mm-hmm. Or, I didn't hire her so that you could boss her around.
She's not your slave.
Yeah, she's not your slave and I'm not your slave.
No.
And then when she would say like, oh, I'm 6 years old, and the dad's like, no, you're not, you're 4.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm 9. No, you're not. No, that was funny. But I mean, at the same time, her father, it didn't seem like she was disciplined.
No.
Because she was the only child.
And the mom was away.
And maybe she felt like she could act up for now until her mom got back.
Oh.
But it sounded to me like she became attached to Kat.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
No, it was not the best movie, but
it was good though.
It was good, but it wasn't, epic or anything.
Yeah. It's a fun movie if you don't have anything else to watch. I'm glad we watched it.
It's a good movie if you want to have pizza in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like actually eat pizza while you're watching Mystic Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mystic Pizza.
It's much better than the movie that Bill Maher made about the pizza industry.
Oh.
Did you ever see that piece of garbage?
No, and I'm not really... No. Mm-mm. No, I didn't.
I'm a Bill Maher fan with some caveats. I think he's gone a little bit too into the culture, the cancel culture thing.
Yeah.
Where now he's just saying, "Oh, all liberals want to do is cancel," and he's against Bernie Sanders when it's convenient for him, and still talks about how great the Clintons are.
Wow.
But
so he's kind of contradicting himself.
Well, he's lost touch with reality, I think.
Uh-oh.
Because, and I don't think it has to do with just him being old, but I think it has to be with him being old and probably not knowing a lot of real people. And real people, let me rephrase that. Him being old and not knowing a lot of working class people.
Working class people.
Yeah, because everybody around him probably kisses his ass and tells him how great he is. And we're talking about the working class people, and his friends, I'm assuming, are probably part of the 1%. And as a result, he doesn't get a really clear perspective on things. Now, having said that, he is very, very talented. I think for years, Real Time was a great show, and I loved Politically Incorrect before then, and he did some funny stand-up specials. But his movie, The Pizza Man, was really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I mean, what was he trying to do? Was he saying that there's some stuff behind the pizza?
No, it's not a documentary.
Oh.
It was a comedy made in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And he plays a pizza delivery man.
Okay.
Who I think he gets caught up with some sort of crime investigation.
Oh, really?
And he just keeps talking about how much the pizza costs. I only saw it once on Comedy Central way back in the day.
And it wasn't that good?
No, it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah, if you want to see a good Bill Maher flick, check out A Religulous. That's good, but Pizza Man, thumbs down.
Mm.
And Mystic Pizza is better than Pizza Man.
Wow.
I think it's called Pizza Man.
Okay.
I hope it is. Or Pizza Delivery, something like that.
Pizza delivery person.
Google Bill Maher Pizza Movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Bob.
All right.
All right, get off that coat box. I'm going to need it back.
I never said that.
Okay, good.
No.
Jaylo.
Yes.
We almost had to call the authorities last night.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, but
and Jaylo was freaking out.
It didn't last very long.
Only for 4.5 hours. No.
No, it didn't last. Well, it was. I hate losing caps to things. I hate it, especially if they're really small. And I was cleaning up because
between Lethal Weapon and Mystic Pizza, we decided to get some pumpkin crunch cake.
Yep.
And now go ahead with the story.
We went to get some pumpkin crunch cake because this guy over here convinced me that I was hungry for cake, and
it turned out you were.
I was.
Yep.
And so I got the stuff out, and the whipped cream, and I think I opened up the cap, and I think I gave it back to you, and I said, "How do you use this nozzle thing?"
Oh yeah, and then I did a whip it, and then.
Oh my!
Joking. Or am I?
Anyway,
I'm joking.
So, long story short, we eat our cake, and I said, "Did you put the cream back in the fridge?" And he said, "I will." And I went in the fridge, and I found it, and I said, "Hey, where's the cap?"
And I thought I put it back on.
Yeah, and you're like, "I don't know." And so we're looking for it for a while, and you're like, "Oh, maybe just cover it with a paper towel." I'm like, "I don't want to do that, and I have to, it's going to drive me crazy. I can't find it." And I'm thinking, after a while, I'm like, "Well, that thing is so small. It could be anywhere. It could be hiding behind whatever." And I'm like, just my luck. The whipped cream runs out. I throw the can away, and then I find the cap. So I'm like, well. And then we ate more of it earlier, and the whipped cream's almost gone. So at this point, I'm like, I don't care. I'll either find it somewhere, or I'll get sucked up in my vacuum cleaner, or I'll finish the can of whipped cream, whatever I do with it, and the cap will be there and I'll have to throw it out too, so.
I made a joke that in 20 years you will be reunited with this cap. And they'll do a story on the local news about it. About how, it's Thanksgiving time in 2041, and 20 years ago tonight, a young blind woman, middle-aged blind woman, lost a cap to her whipped cream. And now there's going to be a reunion, and you bring flowers to the reunion and show the cap, pictures of you and how much your life has changed since you last saw each other.
Well, it's kind of like the stories about women losing their wedding rings and finding them. But
yes.
Not quite like that. For a silly whipped cream cap?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Okay.
It's not like I'm being reunited with a lost pet.
No.
It's just a whipped cream cap. I could buy more.
Well, good.
But it was super good. Finished it off. I was very happy with how it turned out. And I'd like for us to make it again.
Yes, babes.
In the future.
We probably will.
Yeah.
Except without the eggs. We're going to use flaxseed.
We're going to see about the flaxseed thing. I thought it tasted good with them in, but you didn't taste the eggs, but.
Yeah, I don't like eggs.
Oh,
but we already have
you're missing out, bud.
Oh. J-Lo.
Yeah.
I understand that you had a dream last night that I do not remember.
Yeah, I had a dream that I think my mom was trying to get people to come to piano recital, and I can't remember the rest of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's more than I had.
Yeah. Yep.
Babes, is there anything else you want to say?
I had another dream.
Tell me.
There was a guy that came up to me and was saying, "Hey, do you remember this guy? Blah 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 blah. I forgot. Do you remember this guy? He's looking for you. It turns out that he's been wanting to look for you for years, but again, I'm not sure who the person was."
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm not sure who the person was that told me this.
I think what it is, babes, is that was supposed to represent the cap that's been looking for you. And that will be for the next few years.
No, I don't care about it anymore.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Babes.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of the whipped cream, but
yes.
Unless you want to take it.
No, that's okay because my bag's going to be pretty full.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
I may just be done with it.
Well, you could get some ice cream.
Have you ever put whipped cream on your ice cream?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I should try that.
Get some chocolate ice cream.
Ooh.
Maybe some cherries and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, whipped cream and cherries. Yeah. I might do that. Maybe I'll buy some. Maybe I will buy some chocolate ice cream.
Save it for next weekend.
Jamocha almond fudge.
Yep.
Oh, I think I might do that.
You and MM's dad.
Oh goodness.
You're my man. Could I have some of that Jamocha almond fudge?
Yeah.
I used to be so embarrassed by him. Now I trade a year of my life to go and watch him eat those samples.
I might just buy I don't know, some strawberry ice cream because I like that, and just spray some of that whipped cream on top of that. Mm.
Well, good.
Who knows?
Who knows, babes? But it's getting kind of late, so I think we should probably wrap this up and you kick me out and all that good stuff.
I send you home with your turkey.
That's right there, Jay. But first, I'm going to need a kiss.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to need a kiss. I'm going to need a kiss. I'm going to need a kiss.
Okay.
I'm going to need a kiss.
Okay. You're distracting me again.
All right, give me a real kiss.
I did give you a real kiss.
Okay, but don't distract me this time.
But you were just...
Oh, okay, babes. Enough of this playing game. It's in the past.
You were just...
We're moving on from the past, babes.
Bubs.
It's called living in the present.
Well, Bubs, the past was like a few seconds ago.
It's still the past. It's called the present for a reason. Because it's a gift to have.
Oh my goodness.
All right, babes, unless there's anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I can't believe I ate quite a bit of turkey this year.
That's good, though.
It was good. I'm going to eat more turkey.
Very good.
I don't know if I'm going to eat more turkey tonight, but we'll see.
Very good.
All right.
All right, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.